जय नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रज्ञा काचार्य श्रीमती डिवाइन ग्रेस श्री भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रज्ञा काचार्य श्री डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत श्री ठाकुर महाराज प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री द्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की नवदीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा माई यमुना माई की तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Guru Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayudirate nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So today we'll be reading from 5th Canto, 18th chapter, sloka number 28. Some or other I have got a tab and connection is that you can use your mobile phones to recite the sloka. 5:18:28. So first we read to you word by word meaning and then we'll recite the sloka. Bhavan, your lordship. Yug Ant Arnave, in the water of devastation at the end of millennium. Kurmi Malini, processing rows of big waves. Shonim, the planet Earth. Imam, this. Ausadi Viruddham, of all kinds of herbs and the drugs. Nidhim, the storehouse. Maya, me. Sah, with. Uru, great. Karmate, you roamed. Aja, O unborn one. O Jasa, with great speed. Tasmai, up to him. Jagat, of the entire universe. Purnagan Atmane, Pranagan Atmane, the ultimate source of the life. Namah, the respectful obeisances. Iti, thus. So I just recite line by line. You can repeat after me. Bhavan Yug युगान्तर नवोर्मिमालिनी चोनिम् इमामोदसी विरुद्धं निधिम् मया सहोरु क्रमतेजोजसा जगत् तस्मै जगत् प्राण गुणात्मने नमिति गणात्मने भवान् युगान्तर नवोर्मिमालिनी शोयिम् इमामोषधि विरुद्धं निधिम् मया सहोरु क्रमतेजोजसा तस्मै जगत् प्राणगणात्मने नमिति
भवान् युगाणान्तर्नवोर्मिमालिनी
भवान् युगान्तर्नवोर्मिमालिनी
क्षोणीम् इमामोषधिविरुधां निधिम्
क्षोणीम् इमामोषधिविरुधां निधिम्
मया सहोरु क्रमतेजोजसा
मया सहोरु क्रमतेजोजसा
तस्मै जगत्प्राणगणात्मने नमयति
तस्मै जगत्प्राणगणात्मने नमः।
भवान् युगान्तर्नवोर्मिमालिनी
भवान् युगान्तर्नवोर्मिमालिनी
सनीमिमामोषधिविरुधां निधिम्
शोणीमिमामोषधिविरुधां निधिम्
मया सहोरु क्रमतेजोजसा
मया सहोरु क्रमतेजोजसा
तस्मै जगत्प्राणगणात्मने नमः
तस्मै जगत्प्राणगणात्मने नमः।
भवान् युगान्तर्नवोर्मिमालिनी
भवान् युगान्तर्नवोर्मिमालिनी
शोणीम् इमाम् ओषधिविरुधां निधिम्
शोणीम् इमामोषधिविरुधां निधिम्
मया सहोरु क्रमतेजोजसा
तस्मै जगत्प्राणगणात्मने नमः।
भवान् युगान्तर्नवोर्मिमालिनी
भवान् युगान्तर्नवोर्मिमालिनी
क्षोणीम् इमामोषधिविरुधां निधिम्
शोणीम् इमामोषधिविरुधां निधिम् मया सहोरु क्रमतेजोजसा
तस्मै जगत्प्राणगणात्मने नमः
तस्मै जगत्प्राणगणात्मने नमः। Translation by Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. O Almighty Lord, at the end of the millennium, this planet Earth, which is the source of all kinds of herbs, drugs and trees, was inundated by water and drowned beneath the devastating waves. At that time, you protected me along with the earth and roamed the sea with great speed. O unborn one, you are the actual maintainer of the entire universal creation, and therefore you are the cause of all living entities. I offer my respectful obeisances up to you. Purport. Envious person cannot appreciate how wonderfully the Lord creates, maintains, and annihilates the universe. But the devotees of the Lord can understand this perfectly well. Devotees can see how the Lord is acting behind the wonderful working of the material nature. In Bhagavad Gita 9.10, the Lord says, Maya Dakshina Prakriti Silate Sajacharam Hetunanena Kaunteya Jagat Vivartate. The material nature is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, and it is producing all moving and unmoving beings. By its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. All the wonderful transformation of nature are happening under the superintendence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Envious person cannot see this, but a devotee, even though very humble and even if he is uneducated, knows that behind all the activities of nature is the supreme hand of the Supreme Being. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Mena Bhutale Swayamrupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagrajatam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padana Saganana Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Bhakta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataru Vyasya Sindhu Vayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, thank you. I'm very grateful to getting this opportunity to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam, the glorious literature which is not different from Krishna. So today we'll be discussing 5th canto, 18th chapter, sloka number 28. So before starting our discussion on this specific sloka, let us try to discuss what is the requirement of discussing the intricate topics of Srimad Bhagavatam. Like Bhagavatam is having different pastime of the Lord. Krishna performed different pastime, like Narasimha protected Prahlad Maharaj, Aja, in the Braj, if was in the Vrindavan, he was killing the demons. So many different pastimes are there, very realizable. But at the same time, we see in the 3rd and 5th canto, the intricate philosophies is there, like how the Lord has created the entire material universe. What is the time? So all these things, when you read, become difficult for us to understand. So then the thought comes in the devotee. Many times we leave those parts of the Srimad Bhagavatam. It is difficult to understand. So let us discuss why this is there. So as we know in the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the speciality is like it describes in detail the creation of the Lord. How the creation of the Lord exists in the 14th planetary system. What is the geography of the 14th planetary system? What is the arrangement Lord has made there? And what is the varieties which are available there? So these are described in great detail in the 5th canto, the creation, when the Lord creation is described. And then this Bhagavatam is spoken by Sukadeva Goswami. And the Sukadeva Goswami is speaking this Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. And we know Parikshit Maharaj is having very few days remaining when he is going to leave his body. Right? He is having some few days only remaining and he is going to leave this body. And then we see that Parikshit Maharaj is not having any desire that I have to go and recite those 14 planetary system. He is having only one desire, to go back to Godhead. That's the reason he was sitting and hearing what Sukadeva Goswami is speaking. Then the question comes, if that is the desire, like he wants to go back to Godhead, then why the creation of the Lord has been described in so much in detail? What is the reason? So many a times we feel like this is irrelevant information. Why is to be told to Parikshit Maharaj? Because his time is limited. He should do what is essence. He should do that much only and go back to Godhead. But why he is doing all these things? But then we see like Srimad Bhagavatam is spoken by Sukadeva Goswami. Now Sukadeva Goswami is a Mahajan. He is a supreme, pure devotee of the Lord. He knows what he is doing. And here is the Parikshit Maharaj. And the Parikshit Maharaj is another great devotee of the Lord. The Lord himself came and protected Parikshit Maharaj when he is the womb of his mother. So he is sitting, even after knowing that I have to leave this body in next 7 days, he was sitting and peacefully with rapt attention he is hearing what Sukadeva Goswami is speaking. So we may feel this is not right, this is impractical. Because we are in this Kali Yuga. So Kali Yuga, the syndrome is like we are impatient syndrome is there going on. Everybody is impatient. Everything should happen fast. Everything should happen instant. Like fast food is there, instant things are there, so ready-made things you just, I think, boil and eat and something like that. So everything is happening so fast. Like you just give a mundane example, I was just thinking like, some few years ago, we used to the groceries, right, online. The grocery used to come after 2-3 days. Some sort will come and after 2 days it will come, right? And then we used to be very happy. Oh, we don't have to go to market. See, sitting at home, we are getting all the things. Then after that is what in 2011-12 around. So after 4-5 years, they started doing the delivery the same day. So after 3 hours, you will get the delivery. And now what is happening? In next 5 minutes, you will get the delivery. And you are not only you are getting your groceries, vegetables, you can get the gold, silver, and your laptop, everything can come. In 5 minutes, you just press the button and it's there in your door. So what is the use of it? Is it making our life easy? Is it making our life peaceful? Or is it making us happy? So when we think that way, we realize even though the technology is improving, but it's not changing our life. A change of life will happen only we are getting connected with Krishna. If the Krishna we are not getting connected, this technological advancement may give some pleasure for the time being, but ultimately is of no use. That's what Srila Prabhupada also writes. This technological advancement is Varnashram Dharma he talks about, Srila Prabhupada, multiple places. What is required for a devotee? He should stay, he should have some cows, he should do farming and then cultivate the crops and then live peacefully with his family. What is the use? That's the reason we see so many communities in the ISKCON started successfully. And then we are so much impatient and everything comes so fast. And here we are seeing Parikshit Maharaj. His time is fixed. But after 7 days, he is going to leave his body. He is not having time. No time is there. But then also he is just sitting peacefully. And with rapt attention, he is hearing what Sukadeva Goswami is telling. So then we feel like Sukadeva Goswami should, Parikshit Maharaj should feel frustrated. Oh, this is not the purpose of life. Why should I hear about the Bhagavatam? He should feel frustrated. That's not my business to hear. Then what is there in the creation? Creation is talking about how the planets are moving, how the cosmology is there, how the astronomy is there. All those details are there. And then when we sit down and read, it becomes very difficult to understand. Then there's a book by Sadabhat Prabhu, he is Srila Prabhupada disciple. I think 2000 around he has written one book on the cosmology, Vedic cosmology. So it talks about different things, how the Lord has created all those things. But even if you put a whole intelligence in that, then also it is very difficult to comprehend what is written in that. Right? So then only then we resign to the fact that okay, Mayapur will have the Vedic planetarium, when that is a 3-dimension, its models will be there, then we will sit and understand. Then only practically we understand what is the God has created. So here we see like it's so difficult to understand. And it is said like when a person is leaving his body, he should be simple, his thoughts should be clear in his mind, his thoughts should be focused. He should be focusing on Krishna. Even after that, the detailed description of the creation is there in Bhagavatam. And then the same Bhagavatam is telling in the 12th canto, what is telling? Nam Sankirtanam Yashya Sarva Pap Nashanam. So by chanting the holy name of the Lord, a person can go back to Godhead. Now, if that is the fact, the essence is the chanting of the holy name, then Parikshit Maharaj should go to the Sukadeva Goswami should have told, please tell me the essence. Chanting is the essence, then I should go. Let us go and do the kirtan. Engage ourselves the next 7 days into chanting of the holy name and then finish all those things, not required. But even then we see, like Sukadeva Goswami is speaking in detail and Parikshit Maharaj is sitting and hearing. So then the question comes, why it is happening? So it is said like Krishna has given us the intelligence. Krishna has given us the intelligence to know about him. If you know about Krishna, and if you know about energies of the Krishna, then only you really appreciate who is Krishna. And that's the reason these details of Krishna's energies are there in Srimad Bhagavatam. Like many a times we see when we read Srimad Bhagavatam, we see like details of all the creation of the Lord is there. Who is Krishna actually? That is what is spoken in Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada says many a times, he has quoted in lectures, like in other religion, people say God is great. But how God is great? That is not spoken. How God is great. Everybody, God is great. But how is great? Prabhupada says, asking this question. So he tells, if you want to know about the God, we should know who is he, what is his name, where he resides, what he does, who is his associates. All those things, if you know about the God, then only you can know who is God. And then only you can really appreciate his God is great. Otherwise, he is also superficial, he will just keep talking. So Prabhupada said, this is the science. Knowing about the God is the science. And that science is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. By reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, we understand that from the pores of the Krishna, the unlimited universes are coming out. When Krishna exhales, so many material creations are manifested. And when he inhales, all those things goes into within him. Then the creation of the Lord is described, the floating planetary system. And then it is described the Bhumandala. The Bhumandala, I think we have just covered a few weeks ago, the description of the creation. So Bhumandala, when we see, if you convert the size of the Bhumandala in today's kilometers, it is like 650 crore kilometers. That is the size of the Bhumandala. And that is the size of the Bhumandala is only one particle of what Krishna has created. So that is the greatness of Krishna. So many a times we feel like in our devotional service, devotees say like it becomes monotonous. Like in our house, we do our puja, we offer the bhoga to the Lord, and daily we perform the same thing and becomes monotonous. Like sometimes we don't have that, with the bhav we don't do. So it happens because we don't know what is the greatness of the Lord. The moment we know the greatness of the Lord, this Lord is having, he is the only person who has created such a huge, gigantic material manifestation. And we are talking about the Matsya Avatar. When the Matsya Avatar appeared, so what was his size? No, Matsya Avatar size was not small. Initially he was a small fish, then he became bigger and bigger, and the whole ocean he was just occupying. It is said like 1 million yojanas. And 1 million means, Prabhupada tells in the 1 million means 13 kilometers.
1 yojan.
1 yojan. 1 yojan is 13 kilometers. So 13 million kilometers. This is the size of the Matsya Avatar. So if you know that the Lord who I am doing the arati, I am doing the bhoga, I am offering this, the same Lord is one incarnation, 13 million kilometer length was there. And then when we put that our devotional service, I am serving the Lord who is having this type of capabilities, then we'll become, with our reverence will do. So we should remind ourselves daily wise, then only our devotional service will not become monotonous. Otherwise we'll feel what I am doing, we start questioning, is it right what I am doing? So that's the reason Prabhupada is saying, or that's the reason this sloka is there. Daily we should recite Nityam Bhagavat Sevya, so that we keep reminding ourselves what I am doing, for whom I am doing. So that is the purpose. And then, sorry. So, even though Parikshit Maharaj was having limited time, but still he was having patience to go through all the details. All these things, what is there in Bhagavatam, he was going in detail. then how we can say that we don't have time, we don't have energy, we don't have interest? If Pachit Maharaj was having so much less time, he was going in detail of these things, hearing that in rapt attention, then how we can say we don't have time to read Srimad Bhagavatam? We don't have time to energy to read Bhagavatam. I don't have patience to read Bhagavatam. And that's the reason Srila Prabhupada, at the age of 69 when he was in America, he was doing, full day he was doing preaching. And the evening and the night he used to sit when nobody is there, he used to translate. And not translated one or two slokas or some part of the Bhagavatam which is very, very interesting to know, very inspiring part like Prahlad Maharaj pastime. No, he's not translated only those parts, selected parts. Yeah, my life is limited. He translated the whole thing in detail. Each sloka is having translation and detailed purport is there. Because Prabhupada was knowing what is really going to help us in our journey back to Godhead. That's the reason Srila Prabhupada has given Srimad Bhagavatam. And that's the reason we should go each and every part of Bhagavatam, even though we understand, we don't understand. Because by whatever we read, whatever we understand, with that understanding only we can relate to Krishna. Otherwise we will not able to understand. So Bhagavatam, the book Bhagavatam and person Bhagavatam. A devotee will speak on Bhagavatam and we can read ourselves Bhagavatam. By doing that only we can know about Krishna. And when we'll develop our relation with the Lord, then only we can, with our heart, with the bhava, we can serve the Lord. So that's the purpose behind why we should read all the parts. Not that creation is difficult. Third canto and fifth canto is very difficult. Just leave it. We'll go to seventh canto. And then we'll go to Vrindavan pastime of the Lord. That's all nice, but we have to go sequentially. So now coming back to the chapter, what we are just reading, 28th sloka. So here, if you see Vaishvat Manu is praying to Matsya Avatar. So the chapter's name is the prayer of residents of Jambudipa. So Jambudipa is known as 9 verses, versas are there. So in one versa, each versa there is an incarnation of the Lord is there. So each incarnation, the residents are offering prayers. So now we are reading the 28th sloka. So 28th sloka starts in the section from the 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. 4 slokas are there in that. So that is in Ramayaka versa. See, Ramayaka versa, the Krishna incarnation is Matsya Avatar. And the Vaishvat Manu is ruling there and he is praying to the Lord. So in the 25th sloka, he is offering his obeisances to the Lord. And then he tells to the Lord that first he offering obeisances, he tells about you are the pure transcendence. That means you are pure goodness situated on transcendental platform. So when we see Matsya Avatar, we should not get confused. Matsya Avatar means some faces there's something just like that. So in the first sloka itself, he is making very clear. The Lord, you are situated at the transcendental platform, and everybody should be very clear about it. So to start with, he set the stage. Yes, this is we are talking about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which pure, which is transcendental, which is nothing to do with this material world. It is not belonging to this material world. And then 26th sloka, he talks about the quality of the Lord as supreme controller. The Lord is the supreme controller. So he gives the example like a puppeteer controls the dancing dolls. His dolls he controls, right? When we say in Hindi, Katputli, right? So the Katputli who plays, he controls all the dolls which are there. So Vaishvat Manu is praying to the Lord. You are the supreme controller, like a puppeteer controls the dancing doll, like the husband controls the wife. You control all the living entities. So this is the prayer which is there in 26. So here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives a very nice explanation, which when he tells like a puppeteer controls his dolls to get some profit, right? He will play, he will do something, he will get some money. Similarly, a husband controls the wife to get some benefit. But Lord controls the living entities not for getting any benefit, but because of his love. Because of his love, Lord controls all the living entities. So good Sarva Bhutanam, that's what Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita. So not for his own benefit, but for the benefit of all of us, Krishna controls us. And Krishna control is like a mother controls her child. So similar way, Krishna controls all of us. Like many a times, the child don't like what mother is saying, but mother knows this is what is correct, that's what is going to help the child. Similarly, many times we don't like what is happening, why Krishna is doing this to me. But Krishna knows, Krishna is the supreme intelligent, he knows the best. And then we should accept what Krishna is doing is for our benefit. So that is what is there in the 26th sloka, supreme controller. And then 27th sloka, he talks about you are the supreme maintainer, real maintainer. So then he tells there are so many lokpalas are there. Like there are so many controllers, small controllers are there, starting from Brahma to different demigods. Then different political leaders also, he said, they are also controlling. That's true. But they are all envious of you. They are fighting among themselves. But power, the bala, what is there in the first 25th sloka, all the power comes from you. So the Lord, power for all of them comes from you only. And with that power only they can able to control. Even they come all together, then also they will not control if they don't have the power coming from you. So with that power they are able to control maintain, they are able to maintain whatever the maintenance they are doing. So sometimes you see like the ordinary living entities like us get puffed up. I am controlling. Ahankara vimud atma karta aham iti manyate. I am doing the control. I am controlling everything. But then a small thing happens, a small disease happens, a small tumor comes, a small artery becomes, the different change happens in the brain and become paralyzed for the life. So what is the control we are having? We don't have any control. We cannot maintain ourselves. It's the mercy of the Lord that we are there. If the mercy is withdrawn, then we will not be there. So Krishna is the supreme maintainer. So coming back to 28th sloka, Krishna is described as a supreme protector. Here it is said, like, you have protected me along with the earth, then the whole world is inundated with water. Right? That's what is there in this sloka. So as we know, that devastation happens as a kalpant. When the one finishes, then the devastation happens. Everything gets devastated. So what happens? It is described like in each day of Brahma creates, it remains for some time, then devastation happens, and again, Brahma day is creation. So Brahma 4 to 8, he does his morning duties, he does his japa and all those. And then from 8 to 12, he creates. All the creation happens from 8 to 12. From 12 to 7, it runs, the creation remains. And from the 7, again devastation starts. So what happens in the devastation when it starts? First, a huge fire comes. Every temperature rises to very high degree. For 36,000 years, temperature remains very high. Everything is very high, everything dries up. And then for next 36,000 years, torrent of rain, the Sampartaka cloud comes and pours torrent of the rain. And the whole thing, everything is submerged in the water. And at that time, what happens? Lord Matsya Avatar comes. The Lord Matsya Deva comes. The Krishna comes and Matsya Deva. As is there telling in this sloka. And he protects, as is telling, he protects the important thing, like he protects the Vedas, he protects the important herbs and drugs and the plants. And that's what Vaishodhara Manu is telling. My Lord, that time you came and protected me along with the earth. So as we see in the one day of Brahma, there are how many Manvantras? 14 Manvantras. Each Manvantra is one Manu. And the 7th Manvantra. And each Manvantra is having 71 Chaturyuga. Chaturyuga means the Satyuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Right? So like that. So each Chaturyuga, so each 14 Manvantara, each Manvantara is 71 Yugas, and each Yuga is having 4 different sub-yugas, all these 4 yugas. So it is said like in the 7th Manvantara, in 28th Chaturyuga, in the Dwapar Yuga, Krishna comes himself. So daily in the life of Brahma, Krishna comes. That you see. We were not going to talk like what is the duration span of the Brahma's life. I am talking with respect to Brahma's life, not with respect to our life. It will become too much. Number of years and other things. So in the day of Brahma, every day of Brahma, Krishna appears. In the 7th Manvantara, in the 28th Chaturyuga, Krishna comes in the Dwapar Yuga. And each day of Brahma gets confused. And the Brahma Vimohan Leela happens. And then Brahma prays to the Lord. It happens daily. So, and then Krishna incarnates as his calves and cows, and for 1 year he remains 1 year of our 1 year. So it's like that. So daily Krishna gets confused, and daily Brahma Vimohan Leela happens. Daily Krishna comes in the life of Brahma. And then every devastation, every evening when the devastation starts, then Matsyadev appears. So it is happening continuously. And that's the reason once Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, he used to publish newspaper. He used to see so many newspapers that he was telling, why we are not publishing a newspaper? So many things are happening. Krishna is performing so many pastimes. There is no dearth of what to write. We should also have our own newspaper. That newspaper is coming and telling what is happening in the world. We should tell what is happening in Krishna's world. So every devastation, Matsya Avatar comes and he protects the Vedas and then drugs and then house. And that's what the prayer is there in this sloka today. And then he said, Matsya Avatar was moving so fast. So it is said like in a swimming pool, if suppose a big object, a big fish is there, and he's just moving. So it's such a big that he's occupying the whole thing. We'll see how it is moving. Always it is seen. Even it's moving in the swimming pool, which is the small and the fish is big, then you'll see is everywhere it is there. So that's what is written like Matsya Avatar. You are moving very fast. So you are moving very fast with all the, we know that in the 8th canto, 24th chapter, where the Matsya Avatar Leela is there, we can read and then we'll see, appreciate how the Matsya Avatar protects all the things at the time of devastation. Similarly, in our devotional service also, like it is said, this ocean of material existence we have to cross. So our body is like a boat. With this body, when we engage in the service of Krishna, then it has become very easy to cross this material existence, the ocean of material existence. So that is the analogy is given. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada, in the purport was today we have read, Prabhupada writes, the envious person cannot understand me. Envious person cannot understand me. So he will see, is all, what? It is all mythology. This mythology. It is all somebody myth. So anything myth means anything false, it's a mythology, comes from there. Because he doesn't understand Krishna. An envious person can never understand. He said, how it can be like that? A big fish comes and then devastation happens, and then a big fish is tied with the rope with the boat, and boat is just pulling, and that's all false, all imagination. And that's the reason it is said, Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati. That's what Krishna is telling. Only bhakti, by bhakti only we can, anyone can understand me. There is no other way than to have bhakti for the Lord, then only we can understand Krishna. That's what Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita also. See, when we are dedicated our life, when we serve, it is studied with the determination, then Krishna gives the knowledge in our heart and he reveals the knowledge. The Krishna Bhakti is there in our heart. That's the reason it said everybody is a potential devotee. Only thing he has forgotten. So when we become serious in our devotional service, then what we have forgotten, we revive our remembrance comes, and then we revive our bhakti for Krishna. So we are talking about Srila Prabhupada writing envious person. So envious person can never understand Krishna. So what envious person does normally? So envious person always thinks about anarthas which is there in others. He will not think what is the good qualities he is having. He will always think what is something which is wrong. So that example is given like housefly and the honeybee. The housefly always looks for where the filth is there. It will go and sit there. But the honeybee will see where is the flower. In the garbage bin also he will look for the flower and go and sit there. So devotee should also always look for the good qualities. So that's the way a devotee should be. So envious person is what? Who always looks for something which is anartha, which is should not be there, but it is there. And 24 hours he is meditating. who is that? What he's doing? He's doing everything wrong. Some person, other person is there, other devotee is there. He's doing something else wrong. So like that, he keep thinking. 24-hour meditation is like that. So Chandaka Pandit says, the envious person is like snake, like a snake. So to degree enviousness is there in our heart, the what we say, snaky tendencies will be there in our heart also. We'll also like a snake. To the degree we are having envious, to that degree we are having a tendency. So the snake will not like somebody is just going, it will just go and bite. Because it's not like somebody is happy. It will just go and bite. So when we see envious person not like why he's progressing in Krishna consciousness. Oh, I'll see. Oh, this person is not progressing, but he's not putting his tilak properly. He's just doing so many things, he just keep thinking like that. And then that is what is the meditation he's having 24 hours. And when he meets somebody like his same mentality, same minded person, similar minded person, so all this meditation, what is processed in the heart, will get downloaded. The data transfer happens, both sides. So that is the way envious person lives. And that Krishna is telling, that's the reason the envious person can never understand me. So envious person thinks everything is happening its own. And then purport is telling Prabhupada is writing, Maya Dakshini Prakriti Sriyate Sachacharam. Under my Maya Dakshin, under my superintendence. Dakshin, when we say Daksh means seeing down, Akshin means eyes. So when seeing down, so under my superintendence, Adhyaksh, in Hindi we say as Sanskrit, he is the superintendent. And under him only everything happens. So Maya Dakshina Prakriti, this Prakriti is working under my guidance. And the devotee only can understand that whatever is happening by Krishna. Is Krishna only is making it happen. Then he will not get bewildered. Because in devotee's life also so many things happen that he is sometimes good, sometimes bad, materially speaking. But when we see that for everything behind Krishna is there, then we'll take with that consciousness, then we'll not feel bewildered, we'll not feel depressed. Because Krishna is our supreme well-wisher friend. So whatever Krishna does, it does for our good. Since we are having knowledge only in this life, we don't know I was there before the birth, I don't know what I'm going to be after that. I have this much knowledge only. With this knowledge, we try to judge what Krishna is doing. And that's the reason many a times we get depressed. We don't see the whole time immemorial, the soul never dies. That's what Krishna is telling. So how I was there before, what's going to happen after this life, I don't know. So I get depressed for small things in life. And a devotee, since he knows that Krishna is the supreme, everything happens under his superintendence, he will always be happy. So in the second canto, we see the Narad Muni is asking Brahma. In the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Narad Muni asks Brahmaji. He asks, like, Brahmaji, you have created so many material universes you have created, but is there anybody beyond you? So and then Brahma just thinks, yeah. So very good question. There is a supreme personality of Godhead who only gives me intelligence, who gives me power, through which I do the creation. And even I've tried to glorify that supreme personality of Godhead, I cannot glorify him fully. Because Krishna's glories are unlimited. So in the Rig Veda it is said, like a person who can count the number of dust particles which is there in this world, that person only can glorify the Krishna fully. That means what? Nobody can glorify Krishna fully. So that's what is written in the Rig Veda. So our Acharya gives a very nice analogy, telling that if you take all the water bodies of this world, all the oceans, all the lakes, all the rivers, everything, if you take all this as a ink, if you take all the land which is there in the earth as a water, as a paper, if you take all the plants as a pen, and if you take all the 84 lakhs yonis, the living entities, as a Ganeshji who writes, if they start writing, then also they cannot completely glorify the Lord, because Lord is unlimited, his glories are unlimited. And that's what Sridhar Swami is also telling. The Ananta Sesa from time immemorial, by infinite hoods, is glorifying the Lord. But then also he is not able to complete his glorification. And he's not repeating his glorification. Each time a new glorification of God. So that is the glory. So Prabhupada says in the purport, like a person who is humble, even if he is uneducated, then also he can understand, because Krishna's mercy will come. He can understand who Krishna is. And to understand who Krishna is, we have to get the mercy of Krishna. So in this, there is a pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That Mahaprabhu came to South India. He visited Sri Rangam temple. So in Sri Rangam temple, he sees there is a Brahmin, an old Brahmin, a poor Brahmin. He was just sitting there. He was sitting and crying. And he was illiterate also. He was not knowing how to read and write. He was little bit, he was able to read, not much. And he was just reading and crying. And everybody is ridiculing. So Mahaprabhu says, why you are crying? So many persons, because people are ridiculing you. That's what you are crying. So what he replies? विप्र कहे मूर्ख आमी अर्थ नहीं जानी, शुद्ध अशुद्ध गीता पढ़ी गुरु आज्ञा मानी. So Vipra kahe, the Vipra means the Brahmin, he tells, Murkhami, I am fool. I don't know anything. Shuddha Ashuddha Gita padi. Sometimes I read Gita nicely, properly. Sometimes I read Gita without understanding. I don't know anything. But I am doing? Guru Agya Mani. I am following the instruction given by the Guru. So it is said like, he said, like, my Guru has told me, I could have sat in my house itself. I could have read there only. Nobody would have ridiculed me. But my Guru told that go and read Bhagavad Gita in temple. So that's the reason I am coming here. I am reading Bhagavad Gita. Because it's an instruction from my Guru. But I am not able to hold my tears. I am not able to hold my tears while I read Bhagavad Gita. Why? When I see the supreme controller, the supreme maintainer, the supreme protector is taking a role of a chariot driver for his devotee, then my heart fills with emotion. My heart swells with the emotion that how much love Krishna is having for his devotees. And when I we contemplate on this, my eyes filled of tears and I start crying. So Mahaprabhu said, Vipra, you are not literate, but you have understood the meaning of Bhagavad Gita. Nothing beyond is there. Anything is there. That is the love Krishna is having for his devotees. So it is said like when we read Bhagavad Gita, so Radha and Krishna comes there. When we are reading Gita, Radha and Krishna comes there. The same Radha and Krishna, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. So when this Brahmana was reading Bhagavad Gita, the Radha Krishna himself in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came there. So what is the great benediction that by reading Bhagavad Gita, he could able to draw the attention of Supreme Personality of Godhead to come to him. That is the success. That's what Krishna, that's what Mahaprabhu told. Your reading of Bhagavad Gita is perfect. You have known the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Nothing more is required. So what we say is it is the humbleness of the Vipra, the Brahmana. He was so humble. That's what the humbleness attracted Mahaprabhu to come and see what he is doing. Rupa Goswami also talks about it. He's written so many literature. So one of the literature, what is the Padyavali? In Padyavali, he tells that whatever I know about Krishna is only a drop. Whatever I know, whatever glorification I've done for the Lord is only a drop in the ocean of the glories of the Lord. So when you say the ocean we normally see from the beach. We go to sea beach and see the ocean. But there is only one part. If you go in the center of the ocean, in the deep of the ocean, then we will see how huge the ocean is. And that huge ocean is compared to the glories of the Lord. That much is the glory of the Lord that nobody can understand. Even Rupa Goswami is telling, I know only a drop. So if you understand Krishna, we have to get the mercy of the Lord. When the mercy of the Lord comes, then only we can know about Krishna. It is said like Krishna many times gives his mercy. Even he gives mercy to Putana. So in Bhagavatam, the sloka is there. Aho bakiyam sthanakalakutam jighashaya padaya api ashadvi lobhe gatim dhatri uchitam tatu anyam kimava dayalu sardam brajemam. Kimava dayalu. Who is more merciful than that Lord? I should take kimava dayalu sardam brajemam. I should take shelter of who is that Lord who is much more merciful than who? Given the position to a demon, Putana, like his mother. So it is said like Putana was having a speciality. What is the specialty of Putana? He was expert in killing young babies. And then what she used to do? She used to drink the milk of young babies. Not milk, blood of the young babies. So see, that is the speciality of Putana. Putana was killing and drinking the blood of young babies. And that's the reason Kamsa sent Putana to kill Krishna. And Putana changed her form as a beautiful woman, and she came to the house of Nanda Maharaj with Aho Bakiyam Sthana Kalakutam. Bakiyam means Putana. Putana's name is Baki. Baki means Putana. Bakiyam Sthana Kalakutam. Kalakutam is highest form of poison, and that poison she has put, and she came to feed her milk to Krishna, and she with the Kalakut poison. Just by touching Krishna will die. That's what his thinking was. But Krishna, being Supreme Personality Godhead, being Supreme Merciful, what he has taken, he has come to feed me milk. So see, he has taken the positive point. He has not taken that he has come to kill me. He has come to feed me, and then because of that, Krishna has given highest position. The position was Yashoda is supposed to get. Before Yashoda got that position, Putana got that position. When Krishna killed the Putana, she has gone back to, and then that position of a Dhatri, mother. So that is the mercy. So when we get mercy of Krishna, then only we can understand. And how we get mercy? We get mercy of Krishna when we do our sadhana. We get mercy. And when we get further mercy, then we do our sadhana nicely. So that is the interrelation. If we do our sadhana when we get mercy, and then when we get mercy, we progress in Krishna consciousness. So that is the way that is the key for progressing in Krishna consciousness. And the key for getting the mercy, we should be humble. Now it is said, like when Srila Prabhupada went to America, Atlanta, there is one temple. Prabhupada visited that temple. And then he saw in the temple the Gaur Nitai was standing there as a deity. Then Prabhupada sang the song. What was that song? Paramakaruna Buhi Devjana Hitaya Gaur Chandra. And he got choked with emotion. He Gaur Nitai, the Paramakaruna, who is the supreme Karuna, supreme compassion which Krishna has come to give. That he is having so much compassion, he has left now that he has come to America to give that Karuna to all the world. So that is supreme compassion of the Lord. When he comes in the form of God Nitai, he gives that Karuna to all of us so that we can go back to God by following his. So we are in the Vaishnava Sampradaya. So Vaishnava Sampradaya, two things are very, very important. One is what? Two slokas. If you know very well, do perform very well, then we'll go back to Godhead. There is no doubt in that. What is that? One is Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So that is the first. And the second is Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarodapi Shaishuna, Manina Manadena, Kirtaniya Sadhari. So there are two things. The barometer of our progress in Krishna consciousness is to what love, what taste we have developed in chanting of the holy name. That we can check. We want to check. Many times devotee asks, like, what is the barometer? How I check? What is the yardstick I should follow that I am progressing in Bhagavad Gita, in my Krishna consciousness? That yardstick is how much love I am having, how much taste I have developed in chanting the holy name. And the second barometer is how is my behavior with respect to the yardstick of Trinadapi Sunichena. More lower than the grass, humbler than the tree, amanina manadena, ready to give all respect to others, expecting none in return. So that is the standard. With that standard, where do we stand? So when we come to Krishna consciousness, we are junior, everybody is senior. So we are very humble because everywhere we say Hare Krishna, we pay obeisances, everybody is senior, so I am very much lower. But as we progresses, we spend some time in our movement. Then many new devotee comes and we become so-called senior. Then we start saying, and so many devotees are coming, they are not saying Hare Krishna to me. Right? They are not saying telling Hare Krishna to me. I feel offended. So it is said that how much honest you are, it only can be known if you get a chance to get means corruption. If you don't have any chance to do corruption, then how will you know how much honest you are? You are forced to be honest, otherwise. So similarly, how much humble you are, it will be tested when you get offended. When we get offended, when a provoking situation comes, how we are responding, that is the degree that tells how I am very humble. So it is said like once a devotee was asking one brahmachari. He was not asking, he was telling about himself. Prabhuji, I am very much fallen. I am very much degraded. I am very much duskritam. I am very much lower, neech, papi. All the bad qualities are there with me. So brahmachari told, Prabhuji, I can make out by seeing your face. What you are telling is right only. So when he heard this, hey Prabhu, I can tell about me, you cannot tell about this like this to me. I can tell I am very papi, I am very neat, I am very fallen, but you cannot say to me this thing. And if you see like this, see continues talking like this, then I will show how much real papi I am. So it is one thing to tell Trinadapi Sunichena and another thing to follow Trinadapi Sunichena. And that will only happen when we internalize the process of Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, it's very easy to put a tilak, put a kanti, put a dhoti and kurta, put a sari. But to what extent we are really following? How much Krishna is gone inside our heart? How each moment I am remembering the Lord? That only makes the difference. And that's the reason we say some devotee progresses very fast, who really follows the instruction. And some devotees continue just like that, who are the superficial. So that is makes all the difference. Like there's a story. Once a group of devotees went to Parikrama, Mayapur Parikrama. So in Mayapur Parikrama, devotees go to different dvipas. So it is said like, not said, it is the way it is the fact in the sense. In Rudradvipa if you go, the Ganges is very, stream is very fast, very high speed. Ganges is flowing. So once these devotees went, the brahmachari in fact. So brahmachari told, okay, I'll just take a bath in Ganges and come. So the devotees don't go. The Ganges is stream is very fast, means very strong streams are there. So no, he just jumped. And when he jumped, he could not be traced. He just went for half a kilometer. And this brahmachari was a senior brahmachari, practicing Krishna consciousness for 25 years. So it is said that after a lot of effort, he was traced. He was brought back to the bank of the Ganges. And for 3 days, he was unconscious. So then he brought back, when he came back to the consciousness. So after some time, devotee asked, like, curiosity comes, like, Prabhuji, what you was thinking when you were about to die? Because everybody is having that thought, like, what will happen when I am about to die? So he was like, Prabhuji, can you just tell, like, what you were thinking when you were on the verge of death? Like, it was like a verge of death only. It was about to drown. So brahmachari was telling, oh, leave it. Okay, I'll tell later. No, Prabhuji, please tell, so that we will also know. So one day he was telling, like, you please don't tell to anybody, I'll just tell to you. And this brahmachari was a learned person. He was practicing Krishna consciousness, reading scriptures, all those things was there. He was telling that I was thinking about a woman at the time of death. And then he told, please don't tell this to anybody because others will lose faith. So I was thinking about a woman. So then I contemplated why he was thinking about women. He was telling from my ashram, I used to go out, there's a billboard. The signboard was there. It was advertisement of the shampoo. And there on the signboard, one woman was there with the hairs flowing. So whenever I used to go, that signboard only used to come in front of me. I really I was seeing it. And that thought came in my mind many a times. That woman thought came. So when I was on the verge of drowning, that woman only came. So now we can understand. He's such a person who is practicing Krishna consciousness for so many years together. He was also thinking about that, what he could ever, he was just saw accidentally in the sense you're seeing daily. So it is so dangerous situation it is. Everywhere you go and everywhere this type of things are there, which can divert our mind from this path of bhakti. So it is very, very, very essential that what we are doing in day-to-day activities, we should be very, very careful. Now so many things are there to divert our attention. You just open mobile, every hell is there in that. Everything is which is not required, that is there. So it is said like what we spend our time throughout our life, that only comes at a time of our death. So a time of death is a fraction of second, but in the fraction of second, the whole thing what we has gone in life, that will come back. And then what we think, antakale chamam eva, what we think at the time of death, that only you take next life. So we should be very careful while dealing what we have to do. How much I have to see the internet, how much I have to read the news, how much I have to see the TV, how much I have to do what. We should be very, very careful. So that is the lesson here. Like, we should be humble and we should be careful. And that is the key to success in Krishna consciousness. Another point I just like to talk about, Krishna is telling about protection, how the Krishna protected as the form of Matsya Deva. He protected the whole world at the time of the devastation. Like in the life of devotees also, it is said that Krishna protects the devotees. Right? Krishna protects, that's the whole philosophy. Our basic philosophy is that Krishna protects, Krishna loves the devotee, Krishna protects the devotees. But many a times we get bewildered. What is the meaning of protection? When we see terminal diseases and they are living bodies. What about the young devotees in Corona? So sannyasi is also there. Sannyasi is getting cancer. So we get bewildered. Like what is this protection what Krishna gives? So as a practicing devotees, we clearly understand the meaning of protection of the Lord. So protection of the Lord, when we say like we are so much engrossed in our material things that we also, even though we have read like we are not this body, but even though we have got attachment to our body, because with this body only we are doing so many things. So that attachment is already there. With that attachment, we start feeling like I am the body. I am not the soul. And then when that death comes, we forget what Krishna is telling. It's not that soul remains always. Once the body gets destroyed. So we start thinking the body, why Krishna is taking away the body? And we become bewildered. Many times we don't have an answer. Why this has happened? Right? And this is a very right time also. Like I was just the last week, I think 2 weeks ago, the war was happening between India and Pakistan. Right? At that time, somehow or other, the war started on 6th or 7th. I was there, I was called, being in HL, I was called in Delhi for some meeting. So I was there in Delhi. And that time, it was peak. Like in the morning, they have just shooted the missiles from India side to Pakistan. Pakistan was about to retaliate. And I was there in Delhi. And I saw in Delhi, the whole roads, which used to take for me to go to airport to the place, the MOD, it takes around 5 minutes. That day, I could be able to reach in 10 to 15 minutes. Because the whole road was empty. Nobody on the road. So everybody was scared. So when that difficult time comes, the protection of the Lord we remember. So as a practicing devotee, we should always keep in mind what is the real meaning of protection. Protection of the Lord is not the protection of the body. But even though Krishna protects the body of devotees, many a times Krishna protects the bodies of devotees. Like we see the example of Prahlad Maharaj. Krishna has protected Prahlad Maharaj multiple times. His father, Hiranyakasipu, was trying to kill him with the sword weapon. He threw him to ditch with the full of snakes and scorpions. He put him, Prahlad Maharaj, in the fire, but nothing happened because he meditated on Krishna. And miraculously, Krishna protected Prahlad Maharaj. Similarly, Amarish Maharaj. If you take the example of Amarish Maharaj, the Durvasa, from the hair, he created one demon to kill Amarish Maharaj. And then Krishna sent his Sudarshan Chakra. And Sudarshan Chakra killed the demon, and then he was chasing Durvasa Muni. And what? In the Vrindavan, daily the demons used to come. Daily demon used to come. The Agasura, the Bakasura, the Kesi, the Kaliya. Kaliya was such a... water was become poison. The gopis, the gopas, they all died. But Krishna brought them back to the life. So we see that Krishna protects the body of the devotees. But not only the Krishna protects the body of the devotees, Krishna also protects the things related to the bodies of devotees. Like the honor. The honor of Daupti is protected by Krishna. Krishna protects the honor. Krishna took the form of a sari, incarnated in the form of the sari, and protected the honor of... He protected, so it could not get disrobed. So Krishna protects the honor. Krishna protects the financial condition also of the devotee many a times. Like I was having a live example. There is one devotee in America a few years ago. He was living there. Then one day, his Guru Maharaj came to his home. And then he told, why what you are doing here? You go back to India. Do preaching there. And this devotee was so sincere, he took it to heart. And he sold his house. And he came back to India. And it said, not said, what happened, that time was in around 2008-9. It was on 8-9 that the housing bubble was there. All the houses prices was very high in US. And all crashed within 2 months of time when he sold. And he sold his house and the house price became 1/4. And he was telling me, with the saving what I did, because my Guru Maharaj told to come back to India, I just followed my Guru Maharaj's instruction. I sold my house, I got some saving, and now I am full time doing preaching in India. So Krishna protects his devotees. His material body also he protects. He protects the honor of the devotee. He protects the financial condition of the devotee. But at the same time, Krishna don't protect also. Many times we see Krishna don't protect. So what is that? So in Bhagavad Gita is given the sloka is there, Shipram bhavati dharmatma saswat shanti nigachati kante pratijani name bhaktya pranashyati. He declared it boldly, Kanteya, Arjuna, please declare boldly, my devotee will never perish. He will never get vanquished. So it is said like why Krishna is not telling himself. Because Krishna is not telling himself, Krishna tells, if I tell, people will think I can break my promise also. So what is the use of my giving promise? So you do the promise. He tells Arjuna, your word is like a word and the stone. It will never can be removed. So you declare, I will not seek my devotee will not perish. You tell that my devotee will never perish. And then we see the example is there, Krishna breaking his promise in Mahabharata. Like Bhisma was furious. And he was about to kill Arjuna. And that time Krishna was sitting in the chariot driver, he just jumped from the chariot and he took his wheel and ran towards Bhisma to kill him. But Bhisma is also a Mahajan, a pure devotee of the Lord. And it is desired for the Bhisma, he wanted to see the Krishna holding a weapon and fighting with him. That is what desire Bhisma was having. Now see, one side is Bhisma, he is having a desire to see Krishna with the weapon, and then here is Arjuna, Krishna is protecting Arjuna. So Krishna is doing both sides. In the sense, one side is protecting Arjuna, other side is fulfilling the desire of his pure devotee. And then if you read the Bhagavatam, when the Bhisma descriptions are there, Bhisma is telling, when I see the Lord running with the wheel in his hand, with the perspiration on his forehead, and that is what my desire was to see the Lord. It's very, very wonderful section in Bhagavatam when we read that part of Bhagavatam. So Krishna has taken a vow, I will not take the weapon, but for sake of his devotees, he broke his promise. And then Bhagavad Gita, that's the reason it is said, Acharya says, that's the reason he is not declaring himself, he is telling his Arjuna to declare. So that is the type of love Krishna is having for his devotees. So when we see in our life, so sometimes we see Krishna is protecting, sometimes Krishna is not protecting. So what is said, there could be multiple reasons for this. So one reason is said like Krishna himself is telling that this word is dukhalyam asashvatam, and our body is material, and anything material has to be destroyed in time. So that's the reason Krishna cannot protect the body of a devotee for infinite time. So that's the reason one day will come when Krishna, that body takes away the body of his devotee. Other thing is, as I was telling earlier, Krishna is our best friend. Is the well-wisher. Nobody is much more well-wisher than Krishna. And Krishna knows the best. He knows what I was there before. He knows what I am going to become later. So whatever Krishna does is perfect. And sometimes since we are having limited intelligence, we get bewildered why this is happening. So we should consider whatever Krishna is doing is best for me. And then another reason is for the Krishna taking away the bodies of devotees is many a times Krishna is having a requirement like he wants the devotee to go to some other place to do the seva. So that's the reason he takes a person from here, he puts him somewhere else. Like we will see in the Leela what Srila Prabhupada performed. When Srila Prabhupada came, he went to America. And when he went to America, across all over the world, so many devotees came. It is said like Prabhupada was telling once, I told Krishna I don't want to go to this material world. But Krishna told, no, you have to go, you have to do preaching. And I will do all the arrangement for you. And that's the reason when Prabhupada came across the world, so many devotees just appeared from nowhere. It is the plan of Krishna to send those devotees at that place. So they came from somewhere. They were doing seva somewhere, they came to appear. They have become pure devotee now, the spiritual masters now. So that is the way Krishna takes away devotee from this place, he put him somewhere else. And that is the way we see physically when we see, oh, devotee has left his body. So when a young devotee leaves a body, we see in the, just an example, a few years ago, in Bombay, Chowpatty, around 12-13 devotees, they were going to take darshan in Nepal. There's one Divya Desham is there, Muktinath. And then aircraft crashed. Everybody died. Some brahmachari, some young boys, everybody died. And they never know why it happened. They were such a nice devotee. Why Krishna is doing that? We get bewildered. So as a devotee, we should be very, very clear like why this is happening. So sometimes Krishna protects, sometimes he doesn't protect. But we should be very clear like Krishna knows the best. What is the best? There's different reasons. As I told, material body has to be disintegrated. There's a requirement. Devotee has to go do seva somewhere else. There are so many reasons. And another reason, Krishna sometimes engineers himself the difficulty in the life of devotees. Why he does that? Because he wants to broadcast the glories of the devotee. Because like in case of the Pandavas are the royal, he was living the royal family. All the things were there in their life. But all of a sudden they have to leave and they have to go to jungle and they have to live in exile. But even then they were pure devotee of the Lord. Similarly, we see so many devotees, Krishna creates trouble just to show to others how in calamity one should respond. Because that devotee, even in calamity, will perform his devotional service. Like when we see, live example, our Jagataka Swami Maharaj. So whatever the bodily condition he's doing the same thing what he used to do. I was reading some statistics. Like in 2008-9, he suffered a stroke. After that, from then to now, how many things he has done? The huge thing he has done. So that is the example Krishna is giving, the live example Krishna is giving, why the difficulty come in the life of devotee. But devotee will never feel he is in difficulty. Like Kunti Maharani is praying, let the difficulty come again and again so that I can remember you all the time. So that is the way we should consider. Sometimes Krishna protects the devotee, sometimes Krishna don't protect the devotee. With our limited view, we should always consider what is Krishna is doing the best. And just one more thing, just 2 minutes more. Krishna is telling, my devotee will never perish, never vanquish. The Prabhupada tells in one lecture, he tells what is the real meaning of vanquish. And he tells, if we have taken a birth in a human form of life, and we have not performed our seva properly, and then we have to degrade in lower species of life. That is what we have vanquished. That is the meaning of vanquish. He was telling that when I was staying in Delhi, so one astrologer was there. That astrologer predicted one very popular politician who died at that time in India. So the astrologer predicted that politician has taken birth as a dog in Sweden. So Prabhupada is telling, I don't know what is the accuracy of this prediction. That may be true, they may not be true. But that is a fact. Because he has become such a popular politician. He could have done something for himself to go back to Godhead. Instead of he was doing all those things. So there could be a chance that he has taken a birth as a dog in Sweden. So that is the real Paris. We have just wasted the opportunity what is given. That is what is vanquished. So when we say Krishna protects the consciousness of devotee. So even a devotee is not completed his journey back to Godhead, he takes next birth and he continues from there. So Krishna gives the wholesome protection. He protects the body of devotee if required. He doesn't protect the body of devotees if required. But he certainly gives the chance, whatever the position we are there here now in our bhakti, we continue from that position in next life. That is the way we can take up the protection of the Lord. So we should not get bewildered why Krishna is taking away the devotees and what is the real meaning of the protection. Real meaning of protection, Krishna Prabhupada says, in my life itself, if you see, he was telling, Krishna is telling in Bhagavatam, if I give a special mercy, then I take away all your things, so that you become 100% dependent on me. And Prabhupada said, this is what happened in my life. Krishna took away everything from my life, and I become wholly 100% I dependent on Krishna. And then we know what is the happened after that. Prabhupada gives an example. He gives a story, like when he was there in Grihastha, he was there in Calcutta, and he was just moving in a tram along with his son. His son was around 4 years old. And then one conductor came, and he was just making fun. He asked the son that, show me your ticket. Son told, I don't have ticket. Give me money. I give you money for ticket. I don't have money also. So then the conductor told, then you get down from the tram. Jokingly was just telling. So the son get little bewildered. He caught hold of my father. Son told to the conductor, see, my father is having money. He will purchase ticket from me. So Prabhupada was giving this story. He's telling that is the mood of Saranagati. To have the faith and senior authority, he will protect me. So that Prabhupada was linking that. That is the Saranagati. And that is Saranagati, Avashya Rakshibo Krishna. Krishna will always protect me. That's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in Saranagati. Avashya Rakshibo Krishna. Krishna will always protect. That should be the faith we should have in our heart. If whatever situation comes in the life, Krishna will give protection to his devotees. The protection can be beyond our comprehension, but we should not doubt that Krishna is not protected. Whether he keeps us, he takes us, whatever he does, it is the best. And that should be the faith in our heart. With that faith, when we chant the Krishna's name, when we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. My Lord, wherever you keep me, engage me in your service. And that is the perfection of life. So that is what I just thought to discuss today on this sloka. If any question is there, please ask. Otherwise, we'll conclude. Sorry, I think, more time. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Prabhupada ki Jai.
I would like to thank HG Aja Govinda Prabhu for such a wonderful lecture and explaining the Bhagavatam and the how Bhagavatam to every one of us. So I really like Prabhu's lecture. Prabhu is a very well-read and has a very deep understanding of Bhagavatam, even though holding a senior position in HL and we always look, at least me, I always look forward for Prabhu's class. So thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for enlightening us and sharing the nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam to us. Thank you, Hare Krishna. So we have a few announcements for today. Can I have a Hare Krishna Mahamantra for Prabhu for giving us a Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna